try again. I'll get the other plectrums around here anyway. If I fall over on camera, you know. This will be take 3 of a new song called Throwin Snake-Eyes Again. I think take 2 might be a bit interesting. My legs started to give away. Perhaps I won't upload that one. If I could just say, yeah, I'll tell you again. No, I'll tell you now. My musical, or the words to my musical, Juliet, Descent and Rise, are now available on Amazon. Doesn't matter when you view this, it's available now. So if you go to Amazon and type in Paul Murphy, Juliet, not spelt like the Romeo version because I didn't like that spelling. So I changed it from Juliet to, I mean, it's not about that Juliet, but you know, Juliet being an amorphism of, you know, all things tragic love and everything. But now it has a happy ending, a very happy ending. I know, I wrote it. Even I was pleased with the ending. I'm notoriously miserable. Here's a song about being happy. Another hard day of tears and pain. The clock says not many more hours remain, and I'm asking myself, can I do this again? Can I push myself one more time to survive? What's it all for when you count the cards? Kisses that leave you shrapnel shards, barbed wire love that leaves you scarred. Isn't it great to be alive? I've seen the fall but never rise. Can't get my mistakes memorized. Not once did fate try to compromise. And now there's no flesh left. People walk in here empty-handed, grab what they can and leave me stranded. Slice my eyes and laugh, well, now he's branded. Enjoy yourself, a painful death. How much of that came out, but the last note was sustaining there. Okay, you know what? I'm going to talk for a while. You can listen and enjoy your company. We're separated by pixels, and by the time you read this, probably by. So this may be coming to you from a Ouija board. The one thing you put videos up online, it's a strange thing, online stuff now. To me, because I was always a live performer, right, you know, there's a camera and an audience, I just do what I do. I get so many comments about it, you know. that are really quite rude. You wouldn't go to someone on a bus stop and say, I mean, I get nice comments as well, you know. But, you know, why don't you play that one properly? Why don't you tune up before you turn on? All these things. And, you know, that's like the top of the lists and everything. But, and I understand, but, you know, because even the amateur musicians on YouTube and Rumble and those places, you know, they're a bit more professional than that, you know, they have that kind of, but that's just not what I did, you know. Back in 1982, I borrowed a guitar off a guy called Steve Korn, a squatting char that we were living in. My first song was written on E minor, actually, because the guitar only had 2 strings. True story. I wouldn't lie to you. And I had words, and I said, can you put music for this? And he said, yeah, I can do that, he said. And he said, give me an hour, and I went back an hour later. Bless him. And he said, I'll put music to you. I said, oh, great. And he played it, and I expressed displeasure with it, or lack of appreciation. I could see his face, you know. And it plummeted, you know. And Steve was the nicest guy in the world, too nice. The only other person I ever met nicer was my son Dylan, who's 12 and is also far too nice for his own good, unfortunately. I mean, it's good for the world, but not good for him. And hi, Dill. Hi, Anne. Wherever you to, Emily, in case you're wondering when this is, you are now 11 years and 1 week old today. That's when Daddy's doing this. Wherever you to in the world, you know I love you. You know I always did love you. From the very first second till the moment you were snatched away from here. So Steve said, well, if you can do any better, he said, there's the guitar. So I picked up the guitar because he's right-handed. I said, what's this? He said, are you left-handed? I said, yeah. I said, well, I'm ambidextrous. I said, I use my left arm for writing with. So I said, well, it's a right-handed guitar. I said, well, can you make it? Totally naive. Can you make it a left-handed guitar? You know, he must be thinking, well, my God. Is there any rat poison down in the cellar? You know, we can. Anyway, so he declined to restring his guitar just so that I could have a thrash around on it and try and learn. So I actually learned playing it. I can still play upside down. Do I have any right-handed guitars? Yeah, I have a right-handed guitar over there, but the other way. So that's, obviously I won't do it now, but, and you have to strum upwards, but that's C. G was nice and easy because that was G. And E minor was down there, and E was up there. A is pretty much where it was. I used to hate the D because you had to do it at the top, so down the bottom. Learning these chords and stuff, you know. Anyway. It paid dividends many years later because it meant that because I could make hybrids of them, so I could make upside down chords and half upside down and half real, you know, so. G diminished 15th minus the 7, carry the 2 and hand, show you workings out kind of thing. What the heck was I talking about? I don't know. I think I was talking about when I started. Yeah, so Steve gave me his guitar and I kind of found some notes that I liked, you know, went down and said, as memory recalls, it had like 1,000,000 chords because I changed the chord each word, and I can see them now just rolling around on their bed, and I'm going, it goes like this. Yesterday my love was far away, and now today I think she's here to stay. And I just, listen, no, try and keep the chords, you know, to a minimum. But where I was going with this was, so I just picked up a guitar and did what I did. And I knew the stuff. If someone said, you know, that's not the way you should be doing it, that's not what you should be strumming it, playing it, well, that's not the right tuning. I didn't care. If it sounded okay to me, that's all I ever did. Like John Lennon said, I only picked up a guitar so I could vamp, i.e. put something behind the words I've written. And I'm still like that now. So there's many other people out there on the internet. I mean, obviously I'm, racked with disability now. My poor diseased fingers can barely tune a guitar or make a note. But, so that's why I do it this way, and I still, even now, as you probably gathered from that previous performance before I got into the talkie, the song, and you sing the emotion and you let that come out. And that string was so out, still is now. But it gave a different dissonance to it that you wouldn't get if you tuned it up properly. Likewise, altering the chord sequence or the meter on when you come down through that. It drives drummers crazy, or any band member. But it's a pronunciation instrument to me, Let's try another slow version of it, even slower. I gotta stand all the way up here, I can't see a thing with my poor diseased eyes here. Thank you for your indulgence. All those who've turned off won't get to see this performance. Do you think they care? Another hard day of tears and pain. The clock says not many hours remain. Asking myself, can I do this again? Push myself, find a reason to survive. What's it all for when you count the cards? Kisses that leave you shrapnel shards. Barbed wire love that leaves you scarred. It's great to be alive. I seem to fall but never rise. Can't get my mistakes memorized. Not once did fate try to compromise. And now there's no flesh left. People walk in here empty-handed, grab what they can and leave me stranded. Slice my eyes and laugh, he's branded, whispering, enjoy your painful death. So that's take 4, all 4 completely different as well. So you see, every time I launch into a song, they're always all different, because it's just how I do it, really, And, drove band members crazy, but I could always write the songs. I've been Paul Murphy, and I hope to be for a little while longer yet. If I can just say that, I believe I mentioned I had young children a little bit earlier on when I was doing all that. And I have 2 children. They're 11 and 12 years old. And they're the best children in the world, but they're going to lose their father at 11 and 12 years old. see the other videos or go to my Rumble channel, where I've for the last 2 years I've been doing a daily update on how the disease, goodness me, that's bad even by yesterday's standards, isn't it? Yeah, just no muscle left. Hey, and you were there eating your dinner as well. I don't want that pizza anymore, honey. I've written about 1,500 songs in the last 43 years. Whichever one we're getting at, you can't have written that many songs, but do I have it here? I don't know if you can see a book called From My Cold Dead Hands. It's difficult for me to turn without falling. Is it on there? I think there's a book over there called From My Cold Dead Hands. That is the second part. There's a book on Amazon called, so if you go to Amazon in books, type in Paul Murphy, From My Cold Dead Hand, that'll bring up my repertoire. From My Cold Dead Hand is all the songs that I wrote from the 1st of July through till the 31st of December last year. And I think that's got 160 songs in. And the preceding one, Malice Through the Looking Glass, which is 1st of January last year to the 30th of June last year. What must that have in? I wrote 200, and if you buy the full anthology, which is Paul Murphy 2024, that's got 257 songs in. I did write more than that, but they got lost or SD cards flawed, and I'm too ill to find the lyrics now, you know, so as I write the lyrics they have to go down. Where I'm going with this, there's about 25 lyric books on there, and I've got about 10 comedy books as well. My Extremely Unlikely History of the World, that's the title, and A Christmas Carol, no, not that one, a completely different one, by me, Paul Murphy, The Emily J. Diaries. Some got some weird titles. I wish I'd slept more. It's a collection of my sketches, and what am I going to call it? I wish I'd slept more instead of writing this crazy stuff. And I also write children's books as well. My children's books are all over. If you would care to go and read some of the free samples, then all the royalties will go to My Beautiful Children. And if I can find a solicitor that will do what I actually tell it to, instead of going, he's got no adult next to Kim, we'll just write all these provisos in. Yeah. And there's one that's just come out today. It's called Juliet, Descent and Rise. So last July I wrote this huge ballad, narrative prose work really. It's quite disturbing work called Juliet, about a young, I use the word small town girl, but you know, that's the kind of thing it was. And the local boy made bad comes home for a while. We find out later he's hiding from some bad deals he's made in the city. And Juliet falls in love with him and he exploits that. And he said, hey, well, okay, I'm leaving now. Coerces her to come back to the city with him. Come on, we'll be together. And so she leaves her family, says, yeah, we're right, Mom, and everything, and off she goes. And her life goes downhill, very, very, a long way down. It's very bad. But a couple of weeks ago I thought I'd like to do something with it, so I've written some more pieces to go with it. So, and now, so Juliet is the descent, and I've written 3 links, so I've broken the song up from its 20 odd verses, so, and there's now 3 songs that break it up, so you have the central narrative and it goes through, shown behind the scenes, and that's the descent, ends where it did. And then there's some new songs, Rise, and it tells the story of she got out of there, became strong, empowered, self-aware, believing in herself, saying, just coming to terms with, I'm not going to hide from the past, it's there, but I'm going to make it in the past. I'm not going to let my past take anything out of my today, and if other people want to do that, that's their problem, but I'm not going to be a part of that, because my life, I always used to say to people when they were telling me something that bored me, terrible thing to say, and I used to say, look, it takes me 24 hours a day to live my life. It doesn't give me any time left over for this part of yours, you know. But that's what she's saying, you know, my life is my life. And then she meets a guy who may or may not look like me, and it has a very, really happy ending. Though I say so, and it's a musical. It's my first ever musical. So I wrote 4 songs yesterday to finish it off, linking pieces, and working out the key and the chord changes. Obviously in the book you can't hear the music, but because my songs tend to be, you know, I don't have choruses. Yeah, so it's a nice, if you'll forgive me for, you know, being presumptuous, it's a nice work. It's got some, it really hits the depths. You need to be over 18. Doesn't have bad words in, but it deals with graphic. It deals with the desecration of love. If you know what I'm saying, yeah. And but it's like a Randolph Scott Western. Okay. The lady comes up with a good guy who takes her back to his homestead, and she takes him back to her homestead actually, and the bad guy gets his comeuppance. Thank you so much, my friends, for your time. It's been nice to get some stuff off my chest. Did I tell you that? I think it was last day. It took me 16 hours to be able to stand up today, and I don't want to sit down now, but I don't want to fall down either. So I must say, oh, I'm so sorry. You thought I'd gone, hadn't you? What was the lady's name? Was it Lucy or Lacey? I do apologise, but Lucy or Lacey, who helped me out last Friday, that was, to you, it was just a 30-second act of kindness, but that was the only decent thing someone's done for me in about 9 months, so you deserve a mention. May God give you 20 years he stole from me. May you also give it my children as well.